Hello and a very warm welcome to the All Africa Business Leader Awards Southern Africa. I am Thomas Marie reporting from Cape Town, and tonight we honour the businessmen and women who are dedicated to growing Africa's economy and who inspire others to do the same. The top brass of Southern African business descended upon Cape Town, South Africa, to acknowledge the success of their peers. Stay with us, we'll bring you the winners, VIPs, and those responsible for bringing you the All Africa Business Leader Awards Southern Africa. But before we go into the proceedings, let's catch up with those involved in tonight's awards. Joining me now is Robert Naidoo, Managing Director of the ABN Group. Roberta, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Thomas.
First off, this is the second ABN All Africa Business Leadership Awards. Tell us about how this concept came about.
Thomas, we had the inaugural one last year in Johannesburg, and this year we decided to take it to the regions. This is the third one now. We've just completed the Nairobi leg with the East Africa Business Leaders Awards, and we've had the in Nigeria we've had the West Africa Business Leaders Awards, which was very successful. So this is the Southern African, and it will culminate in the All Africa Business Leaders Awards, where the Business Leaders Awards, the concept culminates from is the CNBC model. We have the Indian Business Leaders Awards and the Asian Business Leaders Awards, as well as the European Business Leaders Awards, and Africa was just the next step to follow.
Can you tell us about some of the significant milestones that the ABN Group has reached over the past 5 years?
Well, we launched in 2007 with CNBC Africa, and we had 3 bureaus at that stage in Nigeria. We've actually had 2 in Nigeria and Lagos in Abuja, and we had one in Nairobi, and the head office in Sandton, with a bureau here in Cape Town. And print was always part of the business plan, but we obviously looked at it in terms of the recession in 2008 and when was the right time to actually go into print. So in 2011 we decided to actually take the big leap, and we launched Forbes Africa in October of 2011, and I can tell you it was a huge success. The online bit, ABN Digital, is yet to come. We are still we should launch that early next year, and we've got an events arm of this business as well, the ABN Productions, which we also launched early this year, and we've got a training arm, ABN Training Institute, which actually looks at media training, broadcasting training, and leadership training across the continent. So yes, we're very, very proud of it, and we expect to be in 20 countries by 2014. Let's
touch on some of the leadership and what you said about how ABN is involved in promoting leadership across the African continent.
I think after 5 years in the industry of providing credible news to the African continent, we believe that we are in a position to salute exemplary leadership across the continent. I think across Africa we actually do not do that enough. Good governance needs to be recognized, and we believe that we have the fantastic platform to actually do that.
Joining me now is Yunus Suleiman, one of the judges here. Yunus, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Thomas.
Yunus, tell us first of all, how is the competition been at this year's All Africa Business Leadership Awards?
It's been fantastic. I mean, this year's the first year we've had a, let's say, regional competition. So we've had significant nominations, and it's gone pretty well.
Take us through the selection process.
What happens is that companies or individuals are nominated by anyone out there. The public has a choice to nominate an individual for the various categories. And then what happens is once the nominations have been done, we as the judges go through the nominations to consider who should be the finalists. And then the finalists are then considered for interviews. And once the interviews take place, then we decide on the winners.
Tell us, Yunus, how important are these awards in recognizing African leadership across the continent?
Well, as always, it's only human. People love to be recognized out there, and I think that people take it very seriously. So in terms of the actual recognition, people are, let's say, elevated and recognized for their successes, and they love that.
Joining me now on the red carpet is Nick Benadal of the Gordon Institute of Business Science. Nick, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
Nick, tell us about how the competition has been between the entrants for this year's All Africa Business Leadership Awards.
Well, there have been good entries and good nominations. South Africa has very good companies and great entrepreneurs, and so the entries reflected that.
Can you touch on the selection process?
Well, it's pretty rigorous. We go through the financial data, we interview people, so there's a fairly thorough discussion amongst the panel about people and what their achievements and the criteria that we use to evaluate.
How important would you say are these awards in recognizing African leadership across the continent?
It's a critically important award. As Africa takes its place in the global economy, as entrepreneurs build new companies, we need people who can be recognized so that others can follow in their footsteps. We're fortunate to have some very good companies in the continent, and as Africa develops in different regions in this continent, it's critical that we understand how these businesses have developed, who's led them, what their strategy's been, and how they've performed. So this is vital recognition to send a signal to the rest of the world, really, about the quality of South African executives, entrepreneurs, and businesses.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the All Africa Business Leaders Awards Southern Africa. Incidentally, let's now talk about a woman who is no stranger to the ins and outs, it says here, of investment, business and government. I have the honour of introducing this evening our VIP keynote speaker, and that is the Premier of the Western Cape, Helen Zille. Madam Premier, please join me.
Thank you very much indeed. And I'm amazed that the mic is at the right height, given Lindsay's stature. I also note that Lindsay's taken in my entire time for the keynote address. So what I will do is make my speech, because I've put a lot of thought into it, and not because I have all the answers, but I have many of the questions that I think we should be addressing if we're talking about leadership. But let me begin by saying that it's a great honor to have been asked to be the speaker at the All Africa Business Leadership Awards, and I'd like to thank Roberta very much, Robert Naidoo, who's the Managing Director of ABN 360, for inviting me, and please give my very warm regards to Mr. Rakesh Wahi, because I believe that good leadership is the hallmark of progress. Our own National Planning Commission identified 3 attributes required for South Africa to succeed. Number 1, a capable state. Number 2, good leadership at every level. And number 3, active citizenship, where all citizens take ownership for their lives and the use of their opportunities. And those weren't in priority order. They are all equally important: a capable state, good leadership, and active citizenship. And we know that when economies grow and societies flourish, it is as a result of that combination, and particularly good leadership. And so I would like to pay the warmest tribute to the leaders in business who are going to be honored here this evening for their commitment and contribution to the success of South Africa and to our continuing success in becoming what I believe will be one of the world's leading democracies. And I believe the time has come for business to show the moral courage and leadership to drive this debate as well. The future of our country demands it, and if we want to avoid creating a haven for populism, it is absolutely essential that we face these hard and difficult questions head-on, especially when it is most uncomfortable to ourselves. Thank you very much.
To give us more insight on the growth of the company and just what they've been up to in the last 5 years, please welcome Executive Director for the ABM Group, Ms. Bronwyn Nielsen.
Madam Premier Helen Zille, esteemed judges, captains of industry, valued sponsors, fellow members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, and of course not forgetting our nominees tonight, on behalf of the ABN Group and the founder of the AABLAs, Mr. Rakesh Wahi, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the All Africa Business Leader Awards Southern Africa. Having just hosted the AABLAs in East and West Africa, we're excited to be celebrating the southern leg of this prestigious series here in Cape Town this evening. These awards, ladies and gentlemen, are a natural evolution of CNBC Worldwide's Business Leader Awards. The European Leadership Awards are held annually in March, while the Indian and Asian Awards are held at the end of each year. With the All Africa Business Leader Awards, Africa Business News seeks to recognize those leaders who've stayed ahead of the curve and seen opportunity in the face of both challenges and adversity. It's no secret that 2012 has been a tough year with regards to the global economy, and that Africa is not immune to the effects of the European debt crisis, nor the economic turmoil facing other parts of the globe. Right now, the reality is that the US is at best offering patchy economic data, and China's potential hard landing is certainly at the center of many economic debates. It is, of course, this global uncertainty that has demanded and continues to demand of us the strength and the wisdom to execute precise strategies to shield our companies, and further, to have the ability to cope and the acute awareness to recognize when these strategies need reworking with challenges and change. Well, tonight, we take time to honor those who have navigated these uncertain times best. Africa's future is bright, and at the center of our business model is the fact that Africans need to be able to tell their own story. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope you enjoy the rest of the night.
Formalities aside, let's get on with what we're here for now, and that's to celebrate the business stars amongst us, the people that are really driving the optimism that we've been speaking about for the African continent. Before we commence with the official categories for the All Africa Business Leaders Award, we'll present the CNBC Africa Woman of the Year Award. The award was created to identify a female powerhouse. We've already had one, who has been a positive, two actually, who has been a positive influence and success in empowering women. She will exemplify qualities of providing inspiration from both a personal and career perspective, a female role model whose achievements inspire other women to raise their sights and also to achieve their goals. To announce the winner of the CNBC Africa Woman of the Year Award, please join me on stage, Svetlana Danova, who is the Bureau Chief of Western Cape CNBC Africa. Svetlana.
And the winner of the CNBC Africa Woman of the Year is Priya Hassan.
I think it's an accomplishment for all women out there that are struggling to make their business a success. I think it's a fantastic way in which to say it can be done. Don't give up on your dreams and hopes, and just go out there and give it your best.
What do you believe are some of the strides that have been made to really advance women in terms of leadership roles in South Africa and the rest of the continent?
I think the country is changing its perspective in terms of starting to fund women. More women are able to access funding these days. Training and development of women, government has made it a priority, and I'm glad to see that we have more and more female ministers fighting for us. More importantly, I think that women these days are far more confident in what they do. So they're going out there.
Our next CNBC Africa Award category is the CNBC Africa Business Success in Africa Award. The CNBC Africa Business Success in Africa Award pays tribute to the businesses and organizations whose efforts contributed to the continent's sustainable economic development. The nominee will be a leading innovative business in their business practices and management, production and operations. Last year we saw Standard Bank walk away with this coveted award. To announce the winner for 2012 for the CNBC Africa Business Success in Africa Award is Bronwyn Nielsen again. Bronwyn, please join me. Oops.
The Business Success in Africa Award is Transnet. Mr. Brian Molefe, can you please come up, sir?
I think we need bold leadership. I think we need audacious leadership. I think we need leadership that is able to carry this continent into the next millennium, which I believe is the African century to start with. And we have such capable leaders on the continent, and I do believe that in 30 years' time this place will be very different.
We're going to take a quick commercial break now, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more from the All Africa Business Leader Awards.